Hi everybody, I hope everybody's well and okay. Right, I promised this person I was going to make some garlic bread. Now in front of me I have got a bowl. I've already put the flour in the bowl. We're talking a cup and a half of flour, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a teaspoon of, no, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I've got here my Greek natural yogurt. So I'm going to throw that in and combine it all together, and this is to make the dough. Okay, there's also an optional choice as well to add in, and that's some garlic powder too, but that's optional. It's up to you whether you add that in or not. So here we go. I'm going to pour this in, and hopefully it will all combine well. If it comes out, excuse me, I'll have to go and get a spoon. I thought it would have just fell out. Sorry about that. I thought it would have all just fell out, but I suppose with Greek yogurt it's quite thick. So here we go. Put it all in there. Now this is to make the dough. I mean, to think it was lockdown when I last did this, and I've not really baked for quite a while. I suppose it's just one of those things.
You want me to cut your
So here we go. It's all.
I'm quite good at slicing things.
Richard reckons is the world's best slicer of garlic bread. It's probably right, but hey ho. So I'll give it a quick mix with the spoon before I get my hands in there. And also there is some salt in there as well, if I've not mentioned the salt. There's 3/4 of a teaspoon in there. So it's mixing together quite nicely. So I thought I'd give it a tiny bit of a mix before I get my hands in there. I've had to do this on the dining table, as in the kitchen, as because of how it's situated. It wasn't very good for filming in. I will be doing a tiny bit of filming in the kitchen, but that's to put a pan on to and put some butter in the pan and use some fresh garlic. I've decided not to cheat today. I did buy some Rule garlic cheese, which goes nicely on garlic bread, but I've decided to do the real thing, which is just butter and fresh garlic, and I've got some parsley as well. I'm going to mix those 3 ingredients together in the pan, and they'll all sort of nice together to get your garlic topping for the dough. So yes, it is coming together nicely. So now I am going to use my hands to do this. You know, in a way, I suppose I am putting myself on the line doing this because I've not done it for years, and if it doesn't work out, then you'll probably not have much faith in me. But I will do my best. Dear me, who'd ever think it was like, what is it, nearly 4 years ago when all this pandemic started. I mean, back then, me and Richard was living in a flat, just a 1-bedroom flat. And when we heard the news about lockdown, well, it was chaos.
I bought myself a VR helmet.
Yeah, Richard bought himself a VR helmet because he has got a game on his PlayStation. Called is it Creed, Richard? You've got
Rise of Creed.
Rise of Creed, and it's a boxing game. Because of Richard's mobility, he has to sit in a chair while he does it. It still works. It's still okay to do that.
Except on 2 people. 2 boxers who are like 8 foot or something. And I have to box their feet.
Yes, the door is coming together nicely. It's just a little bit squidgy, probably because of the, the yogurt. There is more than one method to do this, but I've opted for the easy method, which is with the yogurt. I'm just hoping it works out. Because you'll all be laughing at me if it doesn't. So, I mean, you can laugh at me anyway. I'm not bothered, There's just so much dough. I might have to put some more flour in. So, right, so I am going to put some flour on this table. It is going to go everywhere, probably. Dear me. God. And I'll put some more flour in here, I think. That's a bit better, I think. Yeah, it's looking a bit more doughy now. Put a bit more flour in. My hands are just full of yogurty dough, but it'll be all right. Yogurty go. Flour these days is really, really cheap to buy, so I'm not really that worried about how much flour I use, to be honest, because it is really cheap. I think this flour, it's a big massive bag, and it was less than £1 from Aldi, so I'm not really that concerned. Right, so yes, I'm just kneading it now with my hands to make it lose that yogurty, that yogurty feel to it. It shouldn't really take that long to do. Oh dear. mean, there's a program called over here, I don't know whether it's in your country as well, called the Great British Bake Off, and there's a man in it called, well, there used to be, I don't know whether he does it now or not, but his name's Paul Hollywood, and when he's baking things like bread, cakes, you name it, all he uses is his hands. So he doesn't even use a rolling pin, which is quite admirable, really. But I suppose with these chefs, they've been baking
Especially where his hands have been, really.
Well, you do need to use hygiene, babe. You have to wash your hands every time.
Tell him that.
Yes. So, that's my dough. Let's slop it on. Yes, it's looking okay. The dough. So, I mean, this is a recipe I found online, like all those years ago. I double check to see if it is the right recipe, and it is with what I used all those years ago. So it's looking okay. Right. So let's put that over here. Right. So right, what I'm gonna do is I'll have to ask Richard to just get me a maybe a baking tray from the kitchen, but it's remembering where the baking tray is, and I need the rolling pin as well, which I've left in the kitchen. So Richard, can you please go and hand me one of those?
Can you see that again? Sorry, I didn't quite
I need the rolling pin and I need the baking tray. Yes, please. Now, there's probably enough dough here to do 2 pizzas. So what I'm going to do is separate the dough. Yeah, and make 2 little pizza shapes. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh God. My husband. I took it in there and I forgot I have. Oh, it's on the floor here, the rolling pin. I just need a baking tray now. This is how we are, everybody. I just need the baking tray. I just need a knife as well. Okay. Right. So, Richard, can you grab the camera? Oh, the camera, not the whole thing. The camera, the phone. Okay. Right, and can you point it? Right, thank you. Right, so what have we got on there? Yeah, there's me. Can you just show them the door, babe? Baby, can you just show them the door? Right, so that's my door. So I am now going to roll the dough. So I'm going to cut it in half first, because like I said, there's enough for 2 pizzas here. Right. So I'll just do one as a starting point. Okay. And then I'm going to roll it out into a pizza shape.
I thought you said you were having it.
There we have. I have got some.